Yo, yo, what's up? Episode 182. What? It's crazy. Let's have some fun. Come on in, folks. Happy Monday. Come on in. Party on Wayne. Let's go. Okay. And where is my phono? Oh, there we go. The record player's a must. Come on in, folks. I'm Cardone. This is evening hour 182. And it's been a while, so I'm kind of excited to do this. Come on in. We got a good group already. I've got some friends in here. My mom's in here, it looks like. Hi, Mama. Sean, what's up? Sean from Goblinko. What's up? Look, I'm wearing your shirt. I was like, do I have a Frankenstein shirt? I absolutely do. You can buy these shirts at Goblinko, which is down below if you see it. This is one of my favorite shirts. When did you draw this one, Sean? Is this an old one or a newer one? I love it. Come on in, Tony. Who else do we got in here? Michael. Trinity. Who else is in here? There's a lot of people. I can't even keep up. I got a lot to say today. We're going to talk about all sorts of fun stuff. How's the sound? Do we have sound? Can you hear it? Let me turn it down a bit. What's going on here? Okay, come on in. This little Frankenstein in the opening sequence is a Remco. Come on, focus. Why won't that focus? Hi. And focus. Damn it, the focus trick ain't working. There's something wrong with the focus on this thing. Anyway, this is Remco. And this was my favorite toy when I was a kid. You drew it in 2014. Wow. All right, that's been around. I love it. Have you ever thought of making a Dungeon D character or a monster? Like a literal... Well, it's a flesh golem. Yeah, it would be kind of cool to have a verbatim. So I got a lot to say today. We're going to talk about a few things. Yes, we're going to talk about Frankenstein. Yes, we're going to talk about some black metal. And yes, I'm going to talk about my book coming out, and I'll take questions. So if you got questions for that, get ready, because I'll answer them. I finished my book. I'm editing it right now. It will be available in 2026. That's a guarantee. Oh, yeah, you saw it and you fell asleep. A lot of people fell asleep. Yes, nice work, Goblinko. Your art rules. You have many fans. Let me turn this music down. It's distracting me. So I had a few things. I haven't been on in a while because I've been busy. Life gets busy with either fun stuff or work. October's usually a very busy month for me, and I've been working on many projects. I not only am constantly creating my magic stuff, I am finishing my book. I'm writing another book. I'm actually writing some stuff for you, Sean, which I'm going to send you. I have some ideas I'm sending you for the role-playing game. But I've been working on projects for next year. One of which in September 25, 26, and 27, I'm running a magic convention at Coney Island. It'll be the Coney Island Conjurers Convention, the Houdini edition, because it is Houdini's 100th anniversary of his death this year, 2026. So there's going to be Houdini festivals and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to do one at Coney Island, and I'm going to run it. So I'm working on that, and there's all sorts of stuff. So when I am busy, I'm busy with shows and projects. When I'm not busy with shows, I usually am busier because I'm doing the creative part for long term. So that's what I've been doing. I also have a Supreme Court lawsuit. It's Adam Cardone, aka Cardone the Magician, versus AMC Shudder. Look it up. Supreme Court case. It was two different cases that just got combined into one, and it's looking pretty good. I can talk about some of the basic parts, but yeah, somebody took some of my work and used it. That's all. So look it up. It'll be interesting as that goes on. Eventually, I'll do a show on some of it, some of the details. But it's good. It's good for me, you know. What else? Reading. So I have read now all of the official Nietzsche books except for his second book of essays and the book Will to Power. And Will to Power is a book his sister put out of his unreleased material and notes. It's fantastic. It's the meatiest one of all so far. So if you like philosophy, Will to Power, excellent. A terrible place to start if you're new to Friedrich Nietzsche. Don't open that book. The other book I've been reading is a book on Rome and its culture. And it's blowing my mind. And I've been using a lot of it to study for my book that I'm writing, which I'll talk about a little later. So those are what I've been reading and, you know, reflecting upon. But the thing, hey, what's up, Wally Wizard? Darius in the house. How are you, Mr. Darius? Soon we have to hang and talk about your show coming up. Yes. Someone used my stuff. That's right, they did. Well, you can guess what happens if someone takes my stuff. I come get it. Wally for Wizard, a.k.a. Darius. Oh, where should you start if you want to get into Nietzsche? Well, I would say either Twilight of the Idols, Gay Science, one of those. You could start with Beyond Good and Evil, but the problem is, the first chapter, he's kind of crapping on all the philosophers. So if you don't know the other philosophers, it's not as good as a read. I'll be honest. Anytime you're going to read Friedrich Nietzsche for the first time, you want to get a study book or watch lectures on the book you're going to read. It's so simple yet complex, you might miss a lot of the details. So, nice job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Someone just messaged dollar signs. Hopefully. Yes. Now, if I were to use anything from you, I'd ask first as a creative. Yes, when people ask me if they can borrow things from me, my response is usually no. Occasionally I do and I don't care, but I was going to say I am a movie freak and there's not many movies that excite me. But there's a film that gets released tomorrow online that I'm freaking out over. It's Deathstalker, the remake. Music by Slash. It looks fantastic. It's a horror fantasy movie based on the original, and it looks pretty good. It's got Patton Oswalt in a cameo role. So, Deathstalker 2025. Check it out. Did I show the trailer on here? I think I did. That's tomorrow. It showed at the movie theaters for like a day. Also, they're filming Terrifier 4. Hallelujah, Damien Leone. And I saw Damien Leone has a court case. Did you see that? I have studio audience today. Hi, studio audience. There's a court case against Damien Leone. The girl in the first movie that gets sawed in half says that she's owed money and that she was coerced to do the naked death scene. Now, the crazy part is she has been doing conventions with Damien the whole time. Nonstop. So she must not have bad blood. So, who knows? All I know is the movie that she made cost like $15,000, and the franchise is now worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So I guarantee you she saw some dollar signs, clearly. Um, so I am a big fan of intellectual property. Yes. Yep. Ah, many libertarians oppose. I love you, Charlemagne. You always bring the conversation to the next level. Charlemagne Lombardi says, I know many libertarians opposed to the concept of intellectual property. I'd like to hear how they juggle that one. Um, I mean, if you create something, I see where you could argue there are some lines that get drawn where once the idea is out, it's out. But mostly when someone, so here's my argument. If there's like 10 people all being paid for their material, and there's two more people that aren't part of the same club as the 10 people, and they're hired, and their material's stolen and added to the mix, and all these people are getting paid and those two aren't, I have a problem with that. So that's kind of my analogy. Wally the Wizard says intellectual property. It means if you create a play and you write it and you perform it at home, and you publish it or copy, you own it. If somebody takes it and runs with it and does your play. Like if I did Gene Simmons makeup and did the hair and said, I'm Kiss, I'm stealing his intellectual property. Sean nails it. Goblinko says, libertarians who don't make anything. Yes. Cheers. Yes. Here, you're somebody who makes something. Yeah, imagine if I just started releasing this shirt as mine, which they do online. I'm sure you've seen. Yeah, it's just not cool. It makes creators not want to create. If you knew you were going to write a song or create something that immediately was going to get ripped off, you're going to stop making things. It shuts down the flow. It's like not a good way. I think it's legal in China to do it. I think you're allowed to rip people off over there. Anybody know the rules in Asia? Especially China. I'm specifically speaking of them. I think they're allowed to copy people. It's fascinating. What is this? Oh, I've been going down a Vincent Price hole again. I'm a very big fan. And I went down the old movies. Madhouse on Tubi, free. Look at it. Amazing. And really important, Roger Corman, Mask of the Red Death. Excellent. Not boring. Exciting. Fun. Colorful. What else? Oh! Very important. Before we get into music, I'm going to start with some music and then we're going to get into Frankenstein. I want to mention right now, below, in my... What do you call it? What the hell do you call it when you look below? Right here. You're looking at the screen. What do you call it? The details of the video you're watching. In there, you'll see a link to a mailing list for my new book coming out. Go down, sign the mailing list. Anybody on the mailing list are the first people to know about when and where they're going to be able to get my book, which I'll talk about later tonight. Description. What are we doing? It's never stopped me. Bootlegging is a part of the deal, but so is protecting what you own. I see what you're saying. Yes. Well, because we're punk rockers. We get it. I only bootlegged things like it had to do with, like, if I couldn't get something for real, I would get the bootleg. Even though it was unethical, it was the only way to get it. That's how I saw it when I was in high school. Oh, the description. Everybody's saying description. I don't know what people... Yes, the video description has the link to my page for the book coming out. It also has a link for Goblinko, where you can get this shirt, and my buddy in here, who's a artist who makes the coolest game in the world, I'll add. By the way, Dungeon Degenerates, I've been playing it a lot recently, and I've been playing that game since the day I got it, and it's never been dull. It's actually better now, the fact that I've been playing it this long. And I have many videos on my channel on how to play it. There's live play videos. And Sean, when you get your new stuff, the new box sets, clearly I'll be doing unboxing and play videos. So I can't wait. Any date on those? There's 3 products coming out. There's the Goblin set, there's the Moon, and then there's the other one. Uh-oh, what are we writing here? Sometimes bootlegs are awesome if they aren't too spot on the original. Yes, of course. I like parking lot heavy metal shirts as a kid. If someone were to pay homage to what you say is a good way to approach it. Yes, okay. Easter eggs. Yeah, okay. Yes, Michael. Michael Pike. Yeah. There's a way for music or art to pay homage to things that we love. I mean, Sean, we have a really kind of famous artist in the house right now who's clearly influenced by other underground punk rock fantasy artists, but you can be inspired and put Easter eggs of things in things without copying. And so where's the line drawn? I don't think there is a line. It's just good taste, you know? It is nuance. You have the 4th edition. You haven't taken it off your table yet. Big fan of the Dungeon Degenerates. There you go. You got fans in here. So I have it set up all the time. I had it set up here 5 minutes ago. I just moved it to do this show. Yeah. You got a copy to get your start, period. Yes, I would agree. That's is what you do. You know, if you're in a band, you play other people's music to just get your hands around the sound. Yeah, of course. 100%. Speaking of bands, we're going to talk about music. And we're going to go down a black metal hole. But first, I want to throw out Ozzy dying this summer and what it meant to people. I mean, we're all fans. But Ace Frehley dying really got me. I'm going to take my glasses off for this, even though it's bright in here. So I am a Kiss fan. I like new Kiss. I like old Kiss. I do like their music. I like their stage show. I like the fact that they took rock and roll and turned it into a superhero thing. I mean, my first experience with Kiss, if my mom's watching, Fran, I don't know if you remember this. I was maybe 4 years old, so that was 77, around 1977. I was going to the mall in Pennsylvania on Halloween for like a costume thing. I don't even know if it was a contest, but my mom made me a Peter Pan costume. So I had little green tights and a feather in my hat, right? And we're walking in the mall, and there in front of me are 4 dudes that looked like the craziest Halloween demons I've ever seen. And they were 4 teenagers dressed up like Kiss. And I'd never seen Kiss at this point. So I was like, whoa, what's that? And my mom was like, that's Kiss. And from that moment on, oh, there you go. You were born in 77. So Ace was awful. Oh, you didn't like Ace? I liked Ace. Oh, you mean Ace dying was awful. Yes. So from that moment on, I started noticing Kiss. I started noticing the lunchbox at school. You know, their faces were everywhere. Now, the first time I saw Kiss perform, I was in high school, and they had taken the makeup off. And I was just saying today what that was like. I thought I was going to die. It was if you asked me the scariest rock concert of my life, it was Kiss. I think it was the Hot in the Shade tour. Remember that one? They had the Sphinx. So back then, in an arena, the floor didn't have any seats. It was just open. And I was in the front row with my friend Wally Myers, if you're watching, Wally. And, oh, you remember Peter Pan? See, my mom remembers. And I remember being in the front row and just the whole room pushing against me, and I thought my chest was going to get crushed. I mean, it was terrible. So that was my first Kiss experience. But my favorite Kiss story, I'll tell quickly. It was 1990, I'm going to say 8. It might have been 99. Not sure. This can be figured out. I just have to ask some people. And, oh my God, you saw the dolls? Oh, wow. So, Toilet Boys, my band, we were playing New Year's Eve at Don Hills at a sold-out show. And back then, Don Hills would get so crowded in sold-out shows that to get from the dressing room to the stage took about 40 minutes to get through the crowd. I'm not kidding you. It was crazy. So we were playing, and I don't know, third song in, my buddy Ron Guerra, who worked there too at Squeezebox at Don Hills, yelled on the side of the stage to me, "Look in the DJ booth." And I was like, what? I was playing. And he's like, "Look in the DJ booth." And the DJ booth was not far from the stage. And that's where the sound man was. And I look in, and there's this kind of ugly rock and roll guy in there hanging out. I'm like, who is that? And I don't know who it is. And my buddy's going, "It's Ace." And I'm like, oh my God, it's Ace Frehley. So we play the show. And again, it takes forever to get down to the dressing room. When I get down to the dressing room, Ace Frehley's downstairs partying with us. We moved it from the dressing room to Don Hill's office. And, dude, I don't know what to say. But it was my band and Ace Frehley and his lady friend that he had with him, I don't know, for hours. Hanging out, telling stories, laughing. And then somebody said to me, "Yo, do magic." So I'm like, all right. So I start doing magic for Ace, and it turns out he likes magic, and he's a magic hobbyist. So he's into magic tricks. And every time I would do a trick, his reaction was like, I don't know about that one. Like, he wasn't really responding how I would want normally. And mind you, it's Ace Frehley. So finally, I did my voice throwing, and that made him bug out. And he gave me a quote from my website. If you go to my website, there's an Ace Frehley quote, and that's what it was. But the funniest thing I did, at the time, I learned a dirty joke that used a white envelope and a pair of scissors. And you lick the envelope, and while you're telling the joke, you're cutting the envelope. And I don't remember it, because I would do it right now if I remembered it, but the joke ended up that it was a priest joke. And the end of the joke is it's an envelope that looks like a priest collar with an erection. Okay? You can guess what kind of a joke it was. As soon as I was done, Ace went, "Come on, man, I'm a Lutheran." I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. Yeah, so there's my Ace Frehley story. He was, to me, the real wild man of the bunch. His solos are really memorable, catchy. He was a sloppy guitar player, but that was the style. He had that New York Dolls underground, sloppy New York sound, that glammy, sleazy rock sound. I don't know what to say. I'm going to raise a glass to Ace Frehley. He was awesome. I can't believe he's gone. He's never going to die. No one's forgetting him. And the fact that Kiss, when they copywritten their faces forever use forever, didn't use Ace's face is freaking insane. So I'll raise my glass to Ace Frehley. It's actually Frehley is how you pronounce his name. And they are going to get honored by the government as a Kennedy Center recipient. Wow. How cool is that? Kiss. So cheers to Kiss. Why are there even other bands, really? Well, there's the Ramones. Let's get that straight. I would say the Ramones are more influential than Kiss, believe it or not. Okay. Also, look up the Misfits. I'm a big fan, and they just discovered 2 new, unreleased, no one even knew about Misfit songs. One is called Drive Me, and it's very good. Look it up. It's brand new. They just found it. It's like a 40-some-year-old song. And the other one's called Feline Nursery. And that one is Spinal Remains. They renamed. All right. Now, here's to you, Ace. Yeah, dude, Ace freaking ruled. Now, what I really wanted to talk about tonight is in the last, I don't know how to say this, in the last 15 to 20 years, I became a fan of black metal. Now, back in the early 90s, when it was starting to stew up the Norwegian stuff, I wasn't really into it then. I knew about it. Every time I heard it, it just sounded noisy. I never paid attention to it. Fast forward, late 90s, I get to see Immortal open for Manowar at L'Amour's. So, I'm a big Manowar fan, which is power metal, and Immortal, this really famous black metal band that I've heard of them but never paid attention to, they're opening for this kind of more traditional metal band. Well, guess what? It worked. Immortal, their favorite band is Kiss and Manowar. So for me, as a black metal, I'm going to show you something. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you something really cool in a second. So they were the band that got me hooked onto black metal, and I was a huge Immortal fan for years, and I realized that black metal as a style of music, and I'm not talking about the original black metal stuff from the early 80s. I don't count that, actually. It might be called early black metal, but musically, it's not. It has satanic lyrics, which is kind of a trope in the black metal scene, but it's not always that. Musically, the actual songs, right? I attribute bands like Mayhem and Immortal and all of those guys for creating that new sound. Bathory, yes. Bathory I'll put as the proto band for black metal. So Mayhem, you like Mayhem? Well, so Mayhem's the band I never paid attention to, but I was very well aware of their, infamous history with suicide and murder and church burnings and darkness and doom and gloom and all things terrible. I also would hear their music and dismissed it. Well, in the last, 5-6 years, I have been absolutely obsessed with Mayhem to the point where I listen to them almost every day, along with the Ramones. And no, I would not put death. No. Okay, so here's black metal for me. A lot of the poppier black metal bands don't do it for me, because for me, the thing that Mayhem does is they make melodies that sound like they came out of the earth. They came out of something inhuman. They don't follow a blues scale. They don't follow any rules. You don't know what you're going to get. And because of that, it's addicting. It's like how classical music has a movement, but it doesn't repeat on a repeat button. And when it does repeat, it's not exact, And so to me, that's what Mayhem started introducing into their music. And here I'm looking. I just have right here two of the records. This is their most recent, and this is their second one that they re-released. Anyway, it's not what I'm here to talk about. 2 days ago, they released a new single with a new artwork, and they're going to put out a new record in February. So the new single is called Weep for Nothing, and the artist is Daniele Valeriani. Valeriani is from Rome. And my God, I don't know what you have to say about this art, but I think it's jaw-droppingly gorgeous. The texture, the tone, the colors, I'm freaking out. And then, look at the record cover. Folks. So, honestly, that is the best new record art I have seen in a very, very, very long time. The detail's beautiful. It does what it's supposed to do. I don't know what to say. Go listen to the song. It's a masterpiece. It took me, the first listen, it was almost too much. I couldn't keep up with it. So, wait, hold on. You had me at the frog. Dude, the crucified frog is, I'm a fan. So look at this. So here's some black metal for you. Immortal's last record with Abath is called All Shall Fall. Yes, the art pulls you in. I'm curious of what you think, Sean, because you're a real artist. I think it's beautiful. It looks like Renaissance art. Look at this box set from Immortal. Look how thick it is. This thing weighs, I think this weighs almost 5 pounds of metal. These here are made of solid metal. And it opens like this. And it came with the CD, which is who cares. It came with a patch and shit. But here's what it really came with. It came with the entire record on 7 inches. And each member got their picture on one. And my idea was to get each guy to sign each one. And when I did this, I remember I was in line and everybody was kind of impressed that I had the idea to do this. So, black metal as a genre, to me, is the newest version of rock and roll that actually means something. They created their own vernacular of sounds with blast beats and the tremolo and the weird picking styles. And yes, metal comes in metal. This is one of the best ones. Oh, you do like it, Sean. I'm telling you, man, I can't stop looking at it. It's one of the most beautiful, hypnotic. It draws you in. It's got this whimsical quality to it, but you know it's really dark. You know, I think the fact that they're so dark, there's this whimsical quality that almost offsets it. I don't know what to say. I'm a fan. So, I eventually, when that record comes out, I might do a little listening party. Lyrically, instrumentation-wise, recording quality, songwriting, to me, they have it. They're the only ones that really, everything they've ever done is pretty interesting for me. Their first album all the way to the new. So, cheers to Mayhem and the genre. Yep. Oh, yes. Everything I hear by them, I realize that they cared. They cared. Everything they released, there's no arbitrary, there's no let's get it out there, let's do it for the kids. No. They have a brand, and they are never off-brand for me. They're really like, whoever calls the shots in that group is on point. And I think it's Hellhammer and Necro Butcher. I think they're the shot callers. I say stuff like that sucks me in nicely. Yeah, me too. So, let's get to the meat. I'm here to talk about one of my favorite fictional characters of all time. This guy, Frankenstein. Frankenstein. I will call the monster Frankenstein. Some people won't, but whatever. Frankie. I've been a fan since I was a kid. The first time I ever saw his face, I was drawn in. When I was little, you couldn't watch the movies. All you had were monster magazines. And this, anybody know what this is? Don't look at the title. Oh, you saw it already. This is one of my favorite covers of this magazine. This is an old one. Japanese Frankenstein movie by Toho, the Godzilla people. And it was supposed to be called Frankenstein versus King Kong. And they changed it. No King Kong in the movie. But, so as a kid, I'm a fan, you know? I didn't get to see the Universal horror movies until they were rerun on television many years later. All we had were magazines. And then when videotapes came out, that was the end. We got to see everything. So I'm going to talk about all the Frankenstein movies, but I do want to talk about the new one by Del Toro. I saw it at the movie theaters opening night. And in the meantime, I'm going to smoke. Anybody see the movie? Who saw it? Sean, you said it was boring. Okay. I saw it opening night. I saw it with... Who went? My whole family. It was like my kids and my mama. My mom's watching. She's a horror film fan. So, we went opening night. They gave us these really cool posters because it only played for a weekend. And here are my thoughts. Was the acting good? Yes. Was the costumes good? Yeah. Special effects? Excellent. Script? Pretty good. Style of storytelling? Didn't mind it. Production value, high. Editing, great. Music, pretty good. Will I remember the movie in a few years? No. Will anybody remember this movie in a few years? And my prediction? No. Not at all. Nope. It only played at the movie theaters for a couple days. They only did that for an Oscar. It's because Netflix paid for it. Netflix did not want you to go to the movie theaters. They wanted you to download it on TV. Do I like Del Toro? Yeah. I like Hellboy series. I liked Pan's Labyrinth. I did not see the water one. I did not see it yet. I don't think it was boring. I love the first half. Oh, the second half, the ending stank. Yeah, it made you cry twice. Wow. Again, I liked it. I just, for me, the things that really I liked the fact that it was, they made the Doctor not likable. Victor. The monster they made likable. But my problem with the monster, how many of you have seen the originals? Okay? The first three, let's say. Frankenstein, Bride, Ruth. Who's in here? Del Toro's super overrated. I don't hate him, but I would never put him too high on a pedestal. If you watch the original Frankenstein, the monster is so memorable, likable, scary, iconic, simple, realistic. I don't even know where to begin. The thing that threw me is when the monster first attacks people in the beginning, and yes, I should do this now. Spoiler alert. He picks people up and he throws them like a Marvel character would in a Marvel superhero movie. They don't go flying 20 feet or 30 feet. They go flying like 100 feet. It's so unrealistic. It's silly. I didn't like that. I didn't like that he wasn't that ugly. I thought he should have been uglier, or his behavior in a few instances should have been maybe uglier. I don't know. It's just he wasn't a monster to me. It was missing so many elements of something to really push the boundary. So, oh, you did see the original. Yeah, the originals to me, well, a lot of people they don't like black and white movies. They don't. The first Frankenstein movie, all right, so the book came out in 1818, which I'm going to be honest, I've never read the book. I've read Dracula many times. I've never read Frankenstein. I will read it one day. I heard it's not a long story. The first movie by James Whale, well, actually, the Edison film, which I was going to show a scene from, came out in 1910. Thomas Edison, his company, produced Frankenstein 1910. And you know what? I'm going to show a clip right now. This is the creation scene, and I'm going to turn the volume down because I don't... Well, no, it's okay. Here, I'm going to show this. This is Frankenstein 1910, the creation scene. Folks, I mean, that's cool. I love that. That's a scary monster. To me, that's better than the new Frankenstein movie. There's more in that little scene than the new stuff. I'm not kidding. So, my favorite Frankenstein movie is The Bride of Frankenstein. Oh, by the way, I do have an old model kit of it. I was going to put this over here, but you know what? I'm not going to move it. It's very. We'll do a show on all those model kits. There's a Bride of Frankenstein back there. I don't know if you can see. It's right there. My favorite movie's that one. But basically, Frankenstein, directed by James Whale, 1931. Bride of Frankenstein, directed also by James Whale, was a few years later, 34 or 5. And then Son of Frankenstein came out in 39. And that one, it's still Boris Karloff. But now we have Bela Lugosi playing Igor. And that's my second favorite one. All of those three movies, the first three, I think are excellent. You could argue that those films were the first cinematic universe. They were the first company to do a cinematic universe. And they used horror. Nothing like it existed. Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein all existed in a universe with a beginning and an end in a story arc. And so it goes Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, which is about the doctor's son and the monster and Igor. The fourth film is Ghost of Frankenstein, and now the monster is played by Lon Chaney Jr. And Bela Lugosi's Igor. And at the end of the movie, they put Bela Lugosi's brain in Frankenstein. And in the next film, it's Bela Lugosi playing Frankenstein. In Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, it's Bela Lugosi, whose brain is now in the monster, playing Frankenstein, which is weird. And then there goes House of Frankenstein with Glenn Strange, House of Dracula with Glenn Strange, and then the best one of all, maybe, for most people, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. That's one of the better ones. And that has Bela Lugosi as Dracula, Glenn Strange as Frankenstein, and Lon Chaney Jr. playing his most famous role, the Wolfman. And that's the last one of the series. And it's a comedy. But it's still good. I mean, it's still got scary moments. That little cinematic universe, I believe it is. Yeah, is it really? Bella gave us that cliche Frankenstein we know. Well, Bella's Frankenstein was probably the least famous one. No one liked him. But you know, Bela Lugosi turned down the part of Frankenstein because it didn't have any lines. The second, but Boris, and this is the original one here. This is Sideshow Collectibles 1/4 size doll. This is a big boy. This doll, which really looks good. I don't know if you can see dude, this camera won't focus. It won't do the close focus today. I don't know why. Bela Lugosi turned down the role, and then this part made an unknown actor named Boris Karloff very famous. The second movie, the tagline was "The Monster Speaks," and this is where we get all of the classic lines: "Fire bad, smoke good, hate the living, love the dead." Those are all from the second film. He's a good actor. I mean, really. He has equal sympathetic nature mixed with scary. To me, it was a perfect blend. Now, the new guy, I don't know. This new Geordie guy playing the monster, I don't know what to say. I mean, he looked cool for a second, but not that cool. I don't know. I'm just being honest. It didn't look that memorable. Like, if I was going to create if you said, hey, you get to direct a new Frankenstein movie, oh my God, what a hard thing to do to figure out what the monster is going to look like, right? Whatever it would be, it would not be Jacob, what did I call him? Jacob Elordi. Lorcan, how are you? Did you see the new Frankenstein, Lorcan? I didn't hate it. I liked it. but I'll never. I'm never. I'll watch it again maybe, but it's to me it's not going to be remembered. It's not going to go down as. It's not going to be remembered like the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula. To me, that got remembered. There are big fans of that movie because it was bold. And you know they're making an homage to that film right now. I don't know if you know this. There's a new Dracula movie coming out. It's already been released in Europe. I believe it's a French film, and it looks pretty awesome. Ah, man, I should have showed the trailer for that tonight. Look it up. Look up Dracula 2025. It looks like the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula. It's kind of like a remake of that movie, which I thought was kind of cool. Like, they didn't remake the Bela Lugosi version. They remade the new version, which I was like, I'm curious. It looks good. Anybody see it? Oh, you didn't like the Substance. Wow. See, I liked The Substance because it was bold. I did. I did like that movie. I saw it at the movie theaters, The Substance, and I did not expect what I saw. Like, it made my jaw hit the floor. And I thought the end reminded me a mix of Basket Case, Evil Dead, and some other Cronenberg film. I don't know. Yes, okay, there you go. The movie was good, yes. But yeah, the monster wasn't memorable. That's it. Bam. How simple. Yes. Maybe keeping him look more human as opposed to monster made Victor look even more of a genius. Okay, all right, great. Yes. So how would you handle that? I don't know. I mean, there's a version that came. Okay, here's a rare version of Frankenstein you might not know of. It was a TV movie in the 70s where he starts off kind of handsome, but as the movie gets on, he starts to get ugly, which I thought was an interesting take. Oh, you like The Substance? Think Gain. Do I know you? Think Again? Oh yeah, you liked it. Ah yeah. Oh, you got it. Sean Alberg says The Substance was great. Basket Case and Guar ending. Yeah. It's like Guar. I never thought of it that way, but it is. It's like a Guar show. I liked it. I thought it was outrageous. Now, again, none of them come close to the Terrifier movies. I'm sorry. They win. They got people to run out of the movie theater. I mean, dude, if you can get people to run out of the movie theater, you've won. The ending was hilarious. It was. That blob crawling out in the street, it was ridiculous, but it was fitting for the story, I thought. Oh, well, I do like Frankenhooker. I did like Frankenhooker. That's Frank Henenlotter all the way, baby. That Guar ending. Dorian Gray, yeah, it was definitely a take on the Dorian Gray story. The new horror movies that really, to me, hit it way out of the ballpark. Hereditary. Terrifier 2 and 3. And I will say Weapons. Yes. We can watch that tonight, maybe. Weapons was it got under my skin. It drew me in. It was fantasy, yet it wasn't. I don't know. I liked it. Ashworth. What's up, brother? Of course. Okay. Hi, Ashworth. Of course, I know who you are. Party on Wayne. People, all these names, I can't keep up anymore. That's why I ask. So, I mean, the other Frankenstein movies to check out are the English ones. The Christopher Lee ones. Some of those are neat. I like Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, the best one. Oh, speaking of that, look that up. Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. The way the monster looks in that movie to me is scary. He's scary. How do you make Frankenstein scary? You know, what if he's so ugly? What if Frankenstein's so ugly you can't even look at him? To me, that's how Phantom of the Opera should look. He should just be so ugly. Like, you're like, oh, I can't even... It's like painful. Yeah. So, on the note of Frankenstein, oh, you hated Weapons. Interesting. Easy to guess. I didn't get the ending. Christopher M. Christopher. Oh! You have a funny name, Chris M. Party on. How are you? You didn't like that. Interesting. I'm fascinated that you didn't like that. Um, I got me. I didn't see it coming. I was confused and blown away. Um, Interesting. Wow. Um, I did not see I Frankenstein. I've never seen it. Anybody recommend it? Is Ruth 666 the Ruth I know or a different Ruth? Because I know a few Ruths, especially um, ones that would have a name like that. Anywho, I want to talk about my book. I don't want to. I don't. Oh wow, it's almost 9. How did that go by that quick? I don't know what to say about Frankenstein. We'll see it again. I will watch it one more time. Oh, okay. Hi, Ruth. I can't tell anymore who's who. Everybody changes their taglines. Party on, Ruth. How's the West Coast? So you can hear about my book too. Maybe you have a suggestion. So, this might be the first time I'm openly talking about it. I do want to see that. Is that a play, Lorcan Black? What is that? A film? What is that? I don't know what that is. Uh, I hear somebody watching sports upstairs. My housemate, who me and him own the house together, he's upstairs definitely watching sports. Okay, I'm going to talk about my book in some detail. Please ask questions. It makes it easier. I've been writing this book for 12 years. I should just read the description. It's easier. Maybe more than 12 years. But yes, it's been a long time. Oh, it is a film. Why? How do I not know about that? The title of the book is called A Pox on Thee, with an exclamation point. And it's a book on the art of throwing curses. And when I say throwing curses, I mean throwing curses like a whammy, a hate whammy, witchcraft, black magic, voodoo dolls, however you want to decor it. That's what the book is about. It's not a book on the history of such. It's not a book on the historical elements of such, even though it's mentioned throughout. But it's my version of what that would be and my experience with the subject. It's a deep dive in the psychology, the mythology, the know-how, the working, the ritual, the pomp, the circumstance, all the details of such in book format. And then through that and the philosophy of how it works, I also have in it my versions of curses, like the poetry part. And yes, some of it's in iambic pentameter, double toil and trouble, yes. Some of it's in other types of rhymes. Some of it's in not rhymes, and it's a prose version. There's many versions of these curses, as I call them, maledictions. And some of them are funny, some of them are not. Some of them are so mean-spirited, you're going to have shivers down your spine. And then there's also rituals. There's, I don't want to call it an instruction manual, but it could be used as one if one wanted to. This book could be a gag gift, a philosophy book, a psychology book, a book on the study of mythology and pop culture. It has a few angles to it, which is why it took so long. It also has detail I can't even begin to discuss. You'll just have to see for yourself. It's simple. It's not long. It's as long as Twilight of the Idols by Nietzsche. It's a thin novel. You know, it's a little novel book. But, oh, there you go. Somebody in the chat wants to publish it. Yes. Well, okay. So, the book is done. I wrote it. I edited it myself a few times. It's not formatted yet, but I did an edit. I've also had a handful of people do a read through just for vibe, and I've gotten nothing but good reactions. I've even had some people, they didn't even think I wrote some of it. They thought I which was flattering. So there you go. There's the pre-order. So the causal relation of a curse. Okay, so this is why you're gonna have to read the book. Charlemagne asks really good questions. So that's part of why the book is interesting. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Goblinko. There's a mailing list below. Just sign the mailing list. So here's my goal. I do need to get an edit in the next week. I'm gonna get somebody to do the line edit, the spelling part, the little nuance, and at the same time, I need someone to format it. This book it needs the correct type of formatting for it to work as a piece of theater. The book to me is a piece of theater in its own right. It's a piece of art that will unfold. I'm not doing a digital version. I'll never do a digital version of this. To me, it needs to be in your hands and you're turning pages for it to work. A copy editor. Yes. There you go. Cheers. Thanks for the correct term. So I'm probably not going to do an audiobook, and if I did, it would be me reading it. Yeah, maybe I will do an audio. Yes. Okay, so at any rate, all of these little details need to be worked out because I want it to be done sooner than later. Now, as publishing goes, so I've let a few smarty pants people peruse through the pages, and they thought that this book quite possibly could have mass appeal to the point where they're going to want me to change the title and call it How to Get Even with Your Wife or Your Ex-Wife. If you put that title, this book would do well. You could literally just put that title and sell the book. So, like I said, this book could be a gag gift. There are people that are going to buy this book to send to people as a joke. Great, buy my book. I don't care. Yes, it might be me reading it. I would do that. Thank you for signing the mailing list. I really am proud of the book. I'm proud of the poetry mostly. The curses, the maledictions. If you follow my pages, you'll see me occasionally post some of them. I mean, there's even a curse on people that don't pick up their dog shite. Yeah, there's a very good. It's one of the better ones. But then there's rituals in the book. There's actual rituals that I've written, and some of them I've performed live for the public. Some of them I've used for my own. And so, thank you very much. See, I have people in here already excited. Thank you very much. So, the book means a lot to me, so I don't want to drop the ball on the publishing. And so here's my idea, and tell me if this is crazy. My idea is to self-publish the first run, the small run, and to do a nice first edition. It could be a little hardback book. It could be like the medium-sized hardback book, which is kind of what I want. Not the little one, like the medium. The Devil's Notebook size, but hardback. Okay. So, thank you very much. So, that's the size I'm thinking of, like the format. And I think I'm going to self-publish it first just to get it out, to get it moving. I get to make money off of the people that like the direct fan, the people that support my stuff directly, which it's why Sean Auberg's in here. I like his work because I know it's him and his family making it. It's them. And he has other people helping him now, but it doesn't matter. It's his company. It's coming from him. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want the book published, and that doesn't mean I'm not apt to hearing some ideas. But yes, maybe you can publish it. Yes, let's talk. I don't know yet what I'm going to do, but I do think this has mass appeal. Nobody else could write this book. I'll tell a little anecdote. Somebody I know who's a well-known filmmaker and writer didn't read the book, but they were like, listen, give me the book. I'll rewrite it because I'm a better writer than you. And, you'll get the credit. And I was like, bro, just read. So I let him read the first couple pages, and he right away was like, oh, I can't rewrite this. It's impossible. And I said, exactly. It rhymes. It's its own thing. I mean, there's rhyming. I mean, I wanted it to be a book that you literally want to read it out loud. Literally, that's what I want. I want people to pick it up, start reading it, and by the 5th page in, they're actually saying it out loud. That's what I want. Hey, my sister's in here. Hi, sister. It's so funny. I have family members popping into these things. So, I'll never ask you to. I know you won't. You get it. I mean, your last book published is massive success, I would say, and also shocking at how big it is. Ruth published the book We Are Satanists. That is, how many pages? How many pages? It's like 900 pages. It's insane. It's like this thick. Oh, thank you on the playing cards. I'll tell you what, the playing cards were hard to do. This is way easier for me. It's just the formatting to me is a foreign language. It's funny, I know how to do it for the music business, but not the writing business. Totally different. So, any questions about the book, I'll answer them. I mean, Charlemagne asked some philosophical questions about the book, about the causalities of curses. That's in the book, and I don't really want to get into that now because there's a lot of detail to that. I talk about a lot of people think that cursing, and it can be this, it's just a way to deal with negative energy on a cathartic level. It's to take something that's driving you crazy and to ritualize the diffusion of such. It's acknowledging hate being a natural thing that comes into your life and that there's a way to diffuse it. But my book goes to the next level of actually the psychological warfare tactics used in cursing. And there's the ritual part, the visual, the symbolism that programs the subconscious, alongside to understanding not only how psychology works, but mythology and its role in lives and people's belief systems in objective good, God, mythology. That's a tie-in to the whole process. And so that's what the book is. What was my favorite part on writing the book? Well, okay, good question. My favorite part was writing the maledictions, the curses, because of the rhyming. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to written iambic pentameter rhymes. It's fun. It's a puzzle. It's not easy. And you have to kind of know what you're... To me, I didn't learn this. I had to teach myself this. If you're trying to write something that rhymes, well, why make it rhyme? That's the first thing I ask myself. Why? Why are you making it rhyme? Well, I'm making it rhyme because, like I said, when you say it out loud, it gives it a motion, a movement, a musicality that actually helps. And Shakespeare literally buried in the pentameter and the bounce clues to how to act. Not kidding. So, yeah, and I don't stick to strict iambic pentameter in the book. It's not strict. I try to be strict, but it does lose. And even Shakespeare, too. Shakespeare, when he wasn't using iambic pentameter or it wasn't perfect, there was usually a reason. He would start something in iambic pentameter, and sometimes it would switch to prose, and he had reasons for doing such. And so I really like writing it because it forces you to get to know the end goal. You have to know where you're going for it to work. So you go, this word doesn't rhyme with this word, but if I change that, the meaning changes. And so that's why when I read Faust by Goethe, I'm like reading it in English, and the rhyming is so brilliant. I'm like, who translated this? How would you even begin to translate this from another language and make it rhyme? I don't understand. Yeah, so that was my favorite. And making the maledictions have a point. Each one of them has kind of a theme and a point. And I did that so that they're as things, well, they have different uses. They're for different types of anger. Now, the question is, why did I write such a hateful, angry book? Because it is. I'll be honest. It's not for everybody. It's mean-spirited. It's dark. You could say it's funny. Some people are going to think it's funny. But I did it for a few reasons. I'm good at it. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of naturally good at that stuff. And I have been ever since I was a little kid. But honestly, the principles that I'm teaching in the book can be applied to anything. And to me, it's easier to teach them with the dark stuff. It gives it a seriousness, a mysterious quality that gives it the weight that helps with the action. And that's part of the secret of the book. I don't want to get too detailed, but that is partly why it's easier to use the dark stuff to teach. So, does that make sense? I mean, I'm used to explaining it that way, so. Do I also teach voodoo? Well, I wouldn't phrase it that way, but that's what the book is. Yes, that is what it is. I do mention voodoo dolls in the book multiple times. But yes, he was a good friend of mine, a very good friend. Cheers to Joe Netherworld, to all who knew him. He is alive in our hearts. I think about him every day. But yes, there is that in there. Does that make sense? So Darius, for you, some of these concepts might be a newer concept, but if you're able to, if that makes sense, then I'm happy, because I'm trying to explain things that are, quite frankly, unexplainable. But that's why the book was hard to write. Not easy. And I also knew that there's not really any books like this out there, and I didn't want to. I feel qualified to write it. I felt confident enough to be the guy to write it, and I took it dead serious. And so that's why it took so long. I do have to give a cheers to Rick Sherman, my good friend, who really pushed me to finish it. He really did. He would every day be like, "You writing? Are you writing? No, get on it. Get on." And he really did. So thank you very much. You think about him too. Yeah, he was awesome. He was a ringleader. He was able to ring together lots of weirdos that ended up making friends. Yes, so cheers to Joe Netherworld. Really. He was hilarious. When he was pissed off, he was funny. He would have loved this book. Shall I read something from the book? I was not going to do this. It's coming out in 2026 for sure. So Ruth, I'm going to read something from the book, a couple little quick, just short things. And you and I need to chat sooner than later. I'm actually doing a chat tomorrow with somebody, editor type, but I haven't picked anybody yet. So you might be the person for that. You see what I'm saying? Let's chat, because I like you, and you do this. So yes, I will listen. Yes. But don't be no offense if I don't go with you, only because you're far away and some of these dudes are close. So we'll chat. You might be the person. I'm really, honestly, I don't know yet. So beautiful. It tickles me to know that there are people that are out there with their hand out to help me. Thank you very much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So yes, we'll chat in the next few days. Maybe Thursday. I don't know what you're doing Thursday or Friday. Saturday, the weekend I'm busy, but maybe Thursday or Friday. Maybe tomorrow we can talk. Maybe in the evening. Yes. But I'm going to read to you. Oh no, where are my glossers? So, no, I'm not trying to do Skype. What is this crap? I'm going to read to you. Both days are good. Okay. Um, which one should I read to you? Huh. Um, okay. Well, here's a short one that I wrote. This is actually one of the first ones in the book. It's a very short one. And I used double, double, toil and trouble as the beginning, as a hook. M24. Double, double, toil and trouble. Mind will burn and jealousy bubble. You hate yourself so much you're blind. The seething sick will steal your mind. And at the end, when all is lost, you will remember who you crossed. That's a simple one. Let's see, I'll read one more. These are the short ones. There's some long ones in here. But, here. All right, this is a funny one. And this is for people that live in neighborhoods where people don't clean up after their pets. And I have a story about something I'll tell you right after this. This is M28. Double, double, soil and rubble. Your dog's shit is the cause of your trouble. A dozen of curses and a pox to your lair. May your animal's waste taint your food, mouth, and hair. The roses are dead and the violets are worse. Clean your pet's waste and avoid the curse. A cur with 2 legs, bacteria and flies. Don't shit where I eat, raw waste your demise. The curse has been set and rot rules the earth. Shem Ham Forash, hail Satan, your suffer my mirth. That's one of my favorites. So, a little story. There's people in my neighborhood that weren't picking up their pets' waste. And it was obscene. I mean, every day, large, right in front of houses, right? And we had this cool little tree with like a planter and, you know. So I put a sign that said Black Magic works on pets and owners. That's all I put. And I wrote some cryptic foreign language underneath. And so, thank you very much. Thank you. And so, I put it up. I came outside. I nailed it to a tree. Someone ripped it off and threw it off. And then someone ripped it off and put it on a car. Fast forward 2 weeks later. I hear a knock on my door. Gung, 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 gung. Now, I don't have a doorbell. And when someone knocks like that on the door, it's like the police or something. It's like that kind of a feeling. So I'm like, whoa, who's that? So I go out. And whenever somebody's at my door, I'm able to look and see who it is without them kind of seeing me. And I see a gentleman with like literally kind of wraparound sunglasses and he had like a headband on. Maybe, I don't know, he looked 30s, 40s. I don't want to give too much detail because these people are around, but the person bugged out because of what that sign said, in a manner that was, I mean, if you were here, you would your jaw would have hit the floor and you would have thought it was funny. Some of my housemates were here, were like, and whenever that happens, I play dumb. I mean, that's in the book too. But at any rate, it was mind-blowing because I found who the culprit was, and it worked. It was amazing. So at any rate, that book, there's anecdotes in the book, and there's all sorts of stuff in the book. But for me, the poetry in it is so fun, and I don't want, I mean, people can use it and read it and send it to their coworkers, but I want it to inspire people to write their own curses, honestly. And that's in the book too. Oh yes. Yes. You want to send that to, oh no, you got to read my book, because you don't, in the book, you don't send things to people. That's in my book. There's a technique to all of this. You can get arrested for harassing people. And that's in the book too. So, by the way, cursing is legal. because the technical term for a curse is an imprecatory prayer. It means you're praying for demise. To whom you're praying to, it could be Jesus, Allah, the devil, Frankenstein, Dr. Doolittle, or Colonel Sanders for that matter. Whoever you're praying to do someone in for a demise. And in the Bible, there are imprecatory curses where there's a prayer for God to smite. And so they are legal. They are protected free speech. However, leaving voodoo bones in front of your neighbor's house is technically harassment. So that's in the book. Yes, prayers are protected speech. You can pray to whoever for whatever. You can also wish bad luck on people publicly. You're allowed to. You're allowed to dream and wish and hope for all sorts of things. This is why I'm a very, very big free speech advocate, as you can guess. So I think the book is, for the right type of person, this book is fun, entertaining. It hopefully will get you to see things in some new ways. And mostly, like I said, it's going to be fun. If you don't like the book, it will seem hateful and mean-spirited, and that's okay. That's fine. You don't have to read it. You thought I don't believe in God. Well, again, you're going to have to read the book. Yes. And maybe I can pretend to believe in God for certain situations. I'm okay with that. So yes, no God belief required, says Ruth. Correctamundo, as Fonzarelli would say. Again, it's an understanding of God that's important. You don't have to believe in God. I don't deny God's existence on the level of it being real because of how many people believe in it. That doesn't mean I believe in an anthropomorphic floating creature, but it does mean that there's a reality to what it means. And so that's in the book. Who was answering the prayer? Well, okay. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my version of a curse on a magic trick level. Okay. And this is in the book, and I don't mind unveiling this because I think it'll spark an interest. So, if someone's standing across the street and you wanted to literally change their chemical makeup in their body in 1 second, you could hold up a picture, a photograph of a dead child. And I'm using that as an example because it's so, right? Or in the book, I say a dead and a pet or something, right? It will literally make the pump of the chemicals, the cortisols and all the adrenalines, and right? It'll cause a flood of chemicals. Okay, so how do you get that person to have that flood of chemicals without holding up a picture? There are ways to do it. There are outside forces that can cause that chemical flood. Using, I don't even know where to begin, but in the book it breaks it down on the way I'm going to call it a science to looking at a puzzle to how to influence. There's a way. And the real way is you have to understand that person's, their drives, their fears and their desires. And their surroundings, fears and desires, because that might be an important detail. And through that, a real wizard knows how to alter and cause the change. And it could be very complex. Sometimes it's very subtle. Sometimes it's a look of an eye. Sometimes it's a demeanor. Sometimes it's none of the above. So, yeah. So that's in the book. Wow. Okay. This was a long episode. I got to eat dinner. I'm hungry. Yeah. I hope you guys had fun tonight. I certainly did. We went from black metal to Frankenstein to cursing. So this was a dark episode. A pretty dark one. I am. Oh, yes. 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 Who's answering the prayer? I am, and so is the target. Or It could be the people surrounding the target. See? And again, you can take this from a non-negative way and make it a helpful way. It's the same thing. It's the same formulas, techniques, and framing, which is also in the book. Wow. Thank you, Eric Carr. Thank you, Darius. Everybody that watches this, thank you. Yes, if you donate, I usually do lots of donation hustles, but for some reason I didn't tonight. There's a donation button below. Thank you. You don't have to. I'm not here to hustle you. Oops, not starting soon. Hi. I'm here. Oh, look at this. The new Frankenstein movie. If you want to know what was the inspiration, it was this artist. Yes. So I think this painting's better than the new movie. But this is the Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein. If you're a comic book person, you'll know who this is. Bernie Wrightson is one of my favorite comic book guys of all time, and this was his Frankenstein. I think it's beautiful. It's stunning. Thank you. Hold on, let me bring my camera back. Where are we? Here. Hi, live cam. Hello. Yeah, folks, I had a great time. I'm Cardone. This was episode 182. Watch the new Frankenstein movie. Like I said, it's not a bad movie. It's pretty good. But it's not going to get the stamp. No. It's not going to do what this guy did, Boris. We're still talking about him. Never going to go away. I have a tattoo on my arm of Forrest Ackerman as the monster. For those of you who know who Forrest Ackerman is. Folks, thank you for coming in here. I have some really loyal people that have been watching my show for years. I'm flattered. Thank you. I'm going to take us out. I'm not going to waste any time today. I'm just going to do the extra. I am hungry. I have not eaten. And it is pot o'clock. And I think I'm going to watch a movie too tonight. Yeah. Where am I here? No, not Cardone is Spock. That's Super Spock. Hold on. Where am I here? Where are we? Oh, here we go. End credits. So I'm going to take us out with the end credits. You guys have been great. I'm Cardone. This is Evening Hour. Party on.